I just
That's why I'm saying, is this being said on the behalf of another person
Of
and I
course it
missed
is.
something? If
Of
it
course it
is,
is.
I
I
can go
don't.
rectify it.
Yes, no, no, it will be. They'll be reaching out, of course. I'm very wary of just handing over money or anything to anyone without vetting them properly. So I don't do that often. I do not. But people have big hearts, and they just do. So now, with everything that has happened, and of course, I'm not the only person that is, an eyebrow is raised, or unless you wouldn't be having this conversation right here on this panel. So, it's a matter of, okay, things don't look right. Did I get got? Was I used? Is this a scam or is this legit? Because people have spent a lot of money.
Yeah, and they were even some people who filed their taxes. My tax ID came up legitimately. So if they need another receipt, I can give it to them through my PayPal, or I itemize what they sent and what they sent it for, or where they wanted it to be used for. I would not ever do that. If you donated to me anything, right, I will give you what you want. I'm not about holding back receipts, especially for people who supported the students. That's asinine.
Wait,
I came in and I think the conversation was about the students getting cash apps. I just wanted to ask, so the cash apps that people were sending were going directly to the students?
Mm-hmm.
On the site, Bonnie.
Yes.
So how
She
is
said
that, how do you have checks and balances for that if if the money isn't being delivered to you, it's being delivered to a third party?
And that's what Miss T was saying. Because you don't know if
Right.
they
I
reached
was
their
going,
goal or what's going on.
Or they could be
right.
lying about the actual amount of cash apps that they actually receive. So then that kind of goes
Man.
back to Mimi's point of, Doc, you don't have checks and balances.
I went on the honor system and I should do it differently. I was just trying to help our students the best way they can. It
Okay.
really was,
So if they're
than doing that.
if people are donating, how are they able to get tax exemptions for the funds that they're donating if they're going to cash apps?
also, if
Well,
it's
they
on an
wouldn't
honor
be able
system,
to do
that's
it through.
weird.
They can get the tax ID from my foundation and process it. I believe.
the
They
money's not
can't do
going through
that,
your
dog.
foundation.
That's tax fraud because they
Well,
aren't
through
sending
the
the money
no
to
no through the
you.
website, huh?
They can't do that, dog, because they're not sending the money to you or to your business or to your business account, and then you disperse it. So that would be fraud.
Well, when he didn't say it was fraud. It was just helping out
No,
somebody on
Doc,
the
if
side.
somebody if they go to your website, and I'm using
Mm-hmm.
Desi as an example, right? Because we know she's on there. If I go to your website and I donate $20 directly to Desi's Cash App, I cannot claim that on my taxes because that did not go through your organization. That was a
Correct.
direct gift to Desi.
Correct.
So you are unable to provide legitimate receipts to people who donate to this foundation if they are sending the money directly to the cash apps of the students.
Correct. And there is truthfully, I understand you're going by the honor system, but Doc, we know business. Um, there's no way for you to truthfully and adequately account for all of the funds that are being ran through that website.
Yeah, because you'll be relying on the students to tell you how much they got. And if they don't want to tell you the truth because they got over the amount, then that can screw you in the end. And I'm not speaking for Mimi, but I think that Mimi is a little weary on some of the things that you're saying because if that's out of place and that was not thought through, then how are the rest of your receipts going to be trusted?
And then think about it in reverse, right? What if somebody says, "Hey, Doc, I just donated 2 grand to one of your students on your website. I need a receipt for that." And then you go to your person, to the student, and say, "Hey, did you get a cash out for $2,000?" And they say no. At that point, who do you believe?
Now you look crazy.
Right. Like, who do you believe? Do you believe the person that's saying that they actually donated, or do you believe the student that said that they didn't get it?
I mean, I get what you're saying.
And I also just
I
wanted
was
to
just
touch
looking
on
at it a different way.
just a small point. Earlier you said I'm not perfect and I'm trying to be perfect. I understand that. But like at the end of the day, when you're in a business of service. No, everything isn't going to go right. No, everything isn't going to go as planned. No, everything isn't going to be a success. But when it comes to handling funds, you kind of have to be a little bit more than perfect and be exceptional, especially when you're handling funds. I feel like on the internet, because people like to make things a lot bigger than what it is. I don't care if it's $5. They're gonna drag that $5 out to the end. So you kind of can't have excuses. Not even kind of, like, you literally legitimately cannot have excuses. Like, you have to be in order. And I think until you get to like your structured business, maybe you shouldn't be collecting funds from people.
That's why I waited to get the tax ID.
What do you
I
mean you
have
have
my plan in
a
place.
tax ID?
Right. So I was seeing all the things that were happening, but with a tax ID, and getting my business legitimately straight for the nonprofit, that's what I wanted to do. But my plans didn't suss out, I guess, because everybody still has questions, and I don't want that.
Doc, you know a tax ID is free, right?
No, not in California. I had to pay $700 and something.
A tax ID, you can go to irs.gov, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, and put in your business information if it's a legitimate business and get a tax ID. It is
It
free.
is
It
free.
does not,
Yes.
a tax ID is a
Yes,
business
free.
social. It does not cost you $1 or a dime to get a tax ID.
Yes,
I
that's
have
correct.
several. It takes me 5 minutes
You
to
just
do
have
it.
to
I
apply
didn't
through
know, but I didn't
CDTFA.
know that. That's not information that
Wait.
I knew.
Hold
So
on.
I
It
did it the
literally takes
best way I
five
could, the
minutes.
way I
Hold
always
on.
did it.
Wait, who did?
Hold on. Wait, hold on. You said you waited to get a tax ID. When did you obtain a tax ID?
Huh?
When did you obtain a tax ID?
May 1st last year.
May 1st of last year. So anything donated before that, how was a receipt given?
Wait, say that again?
If anything was donated before May 1st of last year, how was a receipt given?
No, I never gave it. I never got any donations before May 1st.
I'll
You
confirm.
can ask Belinda, because Belinda was asking me, when do you want donations? I said I do not want it until I get my tax ID. That is something that I always said, because I wanted to try, I wanted to be legitimate.
So just for your information, you should not be paying to get a tax ID. Certain states do have fees when it comes to incorporating your business, but when it comes to actually obtaining a tax ID, it is free. It's free. It's like giving you a new social, because that's exactly what it is for the business side. It's a social.
Okay.
There's no fee for that. You can go to irs.com or .gov
Yeah, it's right there on the
and
screen too. So
register
Vonnie,
your business with your business information, and they will give you the tax ID on the PDF before they even mail you your tax ID form. So you'll get it in that very moment.
are you saying they
Okay.
used to get tax ID when you file for your business as a DBA, correct?
Correct. As soon as you incorporate your
Yep.
business, your next step should be going to the website to get a tax ID.
So I guess I
It
did
should
it
be
all
within
in
that
one.
3-minute process. It literally takes no more than 5 minutes to do.
Okay, so when I went to LegalZoom, that's how I did everything. So it's legitimate and nonprofit.
What you
So
paid
I guess
for? You
that's
paid
what I
for
did.
LegalZone.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Okay.
paid for LegalZone.
Well,
You did
I
not pay
mean,
for that.
I listen. It all came together, so it was all together. But no, I did not do
Understood.
any fundraising before May. I did not do any fundraising before May 1st. And my first fundraiser was June 7th last year. I did not do any fundraising.
Okay, Doc, if you didn't, my bad. I could have sworn I remembered you popping in and out of the lives, like asking for support for your lives and to fundraise, but I could be wrong. And if I am, I apologize.
Well, yeah, I
Okay.
said that I was starting my nonprofit, but I didn't take any money. Ask Belinda, because Belinda was like, "Hey, when do you want to accept donations?" I said, "Until I get my tax ID."
Yeah, but just
I
Hopefully,
didn't
I
take
Belinda
don't
any
know
would
anyone
money.
named
know
Belinda.
if
And
you
then
Yeah,
took
thank
money
you,
before
observant.
then. Like,
Thank you.
I
correct.
just, you
I
like
mean, I could
this.
show. Do you
Well, no,
guys
but
want to
I
see what
think
I?
I don't particularly want to. If anybody else does, then they can. I just like there's a common theme here, and it's you just need to sit down and re reassess what you're doing for your nonprofit and shore some things up because there are gaps here.
Correct. And then, truth be told, it really doesn't matter when you started taking money. You shouldn't have been taking money at all. You don't have a nonprofit.
I think the
I
bottom line
don't.
though, Doc, is like
You're building one,
after
but you
this,
currently don't have one at this moment in time.
right, it's not
It's
established.
not established. So therefore, people cannot get tax exemptions for donating to your nonprofit. You cannot validate the funds that you're getting through your nonprofit.
When did it?
And they should not be going
When did it
directly to
say that?
students. Excuse me. And it should not be going directly to students. It should be going directly to you, and you disperse those funds afterwards based off the
Correct.
donation that you receive. But money should never go directly to the person in need. It is up to you
Does she have a
to disperse
501c3?
those. From what to my
Doc
knowledge,
just
she's in the
agreed.
process of getting the
No, no.
501c3.
I have until October to solidify my 501(c). When my
Well,
sister
then,
passed
Doc,
Wait,
I
away.
love you,
hold on.
but wait, but legally,
Rio.
you're not able to accept any type of donations under that umbrella
Yeah,
without a
see,
501c3 that's been
Well,
filed.
they.
wait, hold
Well,
on.
no.
And that's why I asked when I
The
came up here. I'm so
501(c)(3) is for
sorry. I'm so
taxes.
sorry.
I think Mimi's
Yeah,
talking.
that's wonderful. When I came up here, I asked two questions. I
Okay.
remember what I asked. I asked if this was a legitimate nonprofit, legally a nonprofit,
Yes.
and also if there. You just
But it's
said,
not if you don't have the
"Wow,
documentation,
It's
Doc.
you
no. They
literally."
told me I have. Okay. Okay. I'm only going by what the state of California is telling me. I have 18 months to file my board for the 501(c)(3). This is something that I talked to with a couple of other people too. You can still function as a nonprofit. You just have to get the IRS part, which is the 501(c)(3) done before your 18th month. My sister passed away. She was one of my board members. Now I have to collect another couple of board members. I am not lying about that. I'm not lying about that. I don't, I,
I don't think this is the bottom line. After today, if you continue, people are going to really think that you do not care to get it organized and it's just about money. I think that people
it's not
understand that
about
mistakes can
money.
be, I know, Doc, thank you. I think that people can understand life happens. I think that everybody is being empathetic towards the fact that you have had a lot of stuff going on. But we're telling you that this is the reason why people are coming to this conclusion. It's not organized, there's no clear direction, there are a lot of missteps and misinformation. So if there are people out there who donated and they feel as though did not have all the proper information, you'll have to accept that and rectify it. Like in Mimi's case, if there's somebody that's looking for receipts, you're going to have to produce those. Going forward, if you choose not to take this information, then I think that that's going to further people to believe that you're not actually running an organization. That's it. It's about what you do next. What you do next is going to determine whether or not people are going to be able to get behind this cause. But if you continue at the rate that you're going, you're only going to raise more questions and it's not going to be successful.
There was no funds given last year before May.
Okay, see, this is the problem. I gotta
Can
go.
I?
Up and loose.
No, no, no. No, not you, Queen, not you. Because I see them saying, if she gave money, if I took money before, I didn't. In fact, I'm going to post all those receipts. If I missed a receipt out there, let me know and I'll give it to you
Damn, I got a phone call.
today.
Can I clean something up real quick as far as the
Yeah.
nonprofit status? So technically, by the book. You can still be operating as a nonprofit without your 501c3 tax status. You just cannot go on the basis of receiving donations and advertising individuals to get donations under in the aspect of them being able to write it off on their taxes. That is what is illegal for that part of it. So you can operate a nonprofit. And, tax. That's
Breaking
all.
up, friend.
So bad.
So, does your donors know that they can't file for a tax deduction without you having a 501c3? Are they aware of that? Or
That's not what I was aware of, but if that's the case, then they wouldn't have been able to do it this year anyway, right? Because they wouldn't have been able to file taxes on my tax ID.
Yeah. Okay. So if they
Wait, say
gave you
that again.
money,
I think I
if they gave
misunderstood.
you money last year, they can't claim that money on this year's taxes. I don't think.
no, they can't. It's federal statute. You can't do it
So
Mm-mm.
like
unless,
that's not a workaround, Doc.
yeah, unless you have a 501c3 on file and it's active. If I was in 2024, if I was to donate,
Your voice is low. Whatever you got,
hold on.
Bluetooth or
Okay, I was saying in 2024, what I was saying is in 2024, if I was to donate to you and your organization to say $2,500, I can't turn around and file that on my taxes for a deduction because your 501c3 isn't on file and it's not active. I don't know if they know that or not.
Even still, they still wouldn't be able to claim that because the funds weren't going through Doc's business account, through her at all. They were given directly to the student.
correct. They were
Von
on.
No, this was
Vonnie, she
before
said that
this.
she had yeah, she said that she had three students that received a total of $7,000 last year.
Oh, wow.
Through her nonprofit to pay for housing on school.
Right. If I right, Belinda, if they deduct it and get audited, then they could be in legal troubles again for tax fraud.
Okay, well, does anybody have any more questions?
Like I said, I think people can forgive you if they think that you're disorganized and misinformed, but I don't think they're gonna forgive you after today, dog.
Why?
That's it. I'm sorry.
I said why.
Because when you know better, you do better. So now that you know better, people expect you to do better.
I thought that was. I'm sorry. I,
You were
No,
very
she
clear,
said
Queen.
nobody's gonna forgive me after today.
If there are other, if you,
Okay, I'm so sorry, Vonnie, or whoever that was. I'm not looking at my phone. Well, a lot of people would be angry at the fact that many TikToks were made asking to support a nonprofit that clearly was not one in full. If they can't even write these things off on their taxes, people have donated things, and I know in black and white that I have literally seen and never got a receipt for it. A lot of money that was actually donated to you and never got a receipt, but you said that you've given a receipt to everyone. That is not true. Now you're saying that you filed your for your tax ID. You waited to file your tax ID, and then there's an echo. Jesus Christ. And then you got your tax ID May of last year. That I feel like that was said that you always had one because this was
I
you
do have a
operating as a
DBA.
it was
legitimate
said,
business.
Mimi, you're not crazy. It
Yeah.
was said. I've
Okay.
heard it
Yeah.
myself.
So red flags raised.
The
People are
echo, babe.
upset.
You have everybody on mute. You have the
I
echo.
do. I got an echo?
Yeah, because we all on mute.
Wait, hold on. No, I don't.
Oh, yeah, it's
It's
gone.
gone now. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe it was
Okay,
me.
that might
It
have
was
been
off
Doc. My
mute.
bad.
Oh, okay. Or so it was someone, but regardless. But okay, now that people know what is really going on, you're going to get heat for that because people donated a lot of money and a lot of goods to your nonprofit that wasn't always one.
I, I, okay. I'm just going to, I'm going to make a video to show everything that I did and why. I informed everybody like how I did. I always said I didn't have a 501c yet. I had to file my board papers. I've always said that. I've always said that. But since everybody doesn't believe me, I'm going to post all my information because I don't know what else to do. I really don't know what else to do.
The first thing you can do is stop everything you're doing right now. Can you? You do have the echo, Doc. Yeah, the first thing you can do is like stop everything you're doing right now. I hope you were making a list of all the suggestions people are making. I think you just need to do a lot of research. It's not a bad thing to say that your first attempt at something didn't pan out and you need to stop and rethink. I think that's number one. Number two, I agree with Queen. I definitely don't think that you should expect people to donate moving forward until you get all of this stuff shored up. I don't think receipts after the fact, especially if people haven't been getting receipts for their donations beforehand, and it sounds like you didn't have a nonprofit in place for them to deduct those on their taxes beforehand. I don't think people are going to that doesn't instill confidence from the outside looking in.
I received a question.
I get it.
The ballpark would be between, I want to say, hard numbers between $8,000 and $10,000.
Yes, I
Did
just have to pull everything together and calculate it.
What did you say, Nick?
I will get
what
all the receipts for
What
you.
If you're breaking up,
Hold on. Yeah.
Okay, I said roughly ballpark between $8,000 and $10,000
that was donated.
Yes.
in goods.
And,
Yes.
and most of it came out of my pocket too. Right?
No.
Or some of it came out of my pocket.
No.
We're asking Mimi of her first-hand account. We was asking her to repeat herself. I understand what you're saying, Mimi. All right.
Money.
So
Yeah, you still got bars.
Does it make sense that you would be fundraising if you had that type of money? Like, I'm so confused right now.
So when I got my heritage, I started the business, right? I started everything. I do have to collect donations because I can't take everything out of pocket. I don't know if you guys remember my story, but that was just my personal journey, right? I wanted to do this to help people. That's all I wanted to do.
This questioning, I'll take that back. I think that if you want to help people, you have an echo, Doc. Can you fix that? I think if you want to help people, you need to just focus in on all the steps to get your nonprofit up and going. And take this as a learning lesson. I think Mimi asked for receipts to be sent to people who didn't receive their receipts, so I would get on that. Um, I think that if you're going to make content showing the receipts, you should be very transparent about the gaps that you were experiencing so that people understand what's going on and not just like post, well, these are the receipts. This is where I got the stuff from. I don't think that's helpful. I honestly don't think that posting receipts is going to be helpful at all. I think you just need to get the receipts to the people that are asking for them and then sit down and like fix everything because there seems to be a lot of problems.
And can I just clarify that? Yes, and Doc, yes, you're completely unorganized with it. I'm gonna be straightforward. But not nonprofits are very difficult to work with, like to start up. That's why a lot of people have this common mistake with accepting donations and the tax exempt status, because it is complicated, super complicated. But that doesn't like take away the fact of your obligation to do it correctly, right? Now, I do want to say that taking donations before you have your tax exempt status is not an issue. It's not an issue. There's nothing illegal to it. It's not wrong in that aspect. However, if you're saying and going off the premise that you are going to provide a tax exempt status from that donation, that's where the problem occurs. It's not taking the donations, it's if you're saying you're providing a tax exempt status. I just want to make sure that's clear, like with law. That's clear.
Do I still have an echo?
Yes, you do. Just try to stay on mute when someone else is talking.
So real quick, I've always made it clear that we do not have the tax exempt part, the 501c3,
That's
because I
not
was
true.
organizing my.
But I've heard you with my
When did
own
I?
two ears. I've heard you with my own two ears in those live scream telling people that you get that you help people and you have a up and running nonprofit and people get tax exemptions through you. And I also remember in another live, I think it was T-Bone's live, you said it again and you had to be corrected. You have said it several times on this app. And I don't think you're understanding that people have questions based off the words that come out of your mouth. People have questions based off of things that you say because you contradict yourself many times, including
Said before you got here,
in
Bunny,
this
and I
very
think,
conversation.
yeah, and I think that the problem is that it's getting to a point where people are having to repeat themselves. And I don't think it's because it's not clear. And that's why we even have to have this conversation. And I think that the more that you deny that there were mistakes, the more it makes people feel like they are right. And I think it's very clear that people are trying to give you the benefit of the doubt and move on from this and give you an opportunity to rectify them. But if you keep giving pushback as if you maybe weren't in the wrong, it's going to make people think that that was your intention. I'm going to be honest. I think people starting
I
to get
don't
a
think
little
I'm.
irritated.
I don't think that I'm not in the wrong. If I did something wrong, I'm always going to be like, all right, let me fix it. If somebody didn't get a receipt or I just happened to forget or I didn't remember, I apologize. Whoever wants receipts, we can get them. I'm not pushing back on that.
It's
I'm
not
not
just
trying
about
to
the
damage
receipt.
on the.
I think like just in this conversation, it seems like every time someone brings something up, you respond with, "Well, I was just trying to help people." I think that's like, for me, I think that's kind of deflection. Like, we understand you were trying to help
Yes.
people.
Yep, exactly, observing.
I also want to say, like, if people are donating to you and it's not to a specific fund that is mentioned in that note of the donation, that's why it's important. A lot of nonprofits, you have the donation option and you can click what type of donation you want it to go to. If you don't select or they don't put in a note, that funding is kind of like discretionary funding, can go to any general purposes of that nonprofit. With that being said, it's still on, like, if you're advertising, hey, I'm taking funds for this reason at this moment, you are supposed to use those funds for that specific thing. But if you're just taking donations and people are just sending money without a note or without to discretion to a certain fund, that money can be used for anything within that nonprofit. Just what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got you.
You want? I don't mind sending you my nonprofit books. I have tons of them. Just it's good knowledge to have.
I would
Everything from,
appreciate that.
if you DM me your address, I'll send it over to you. I don't mind. I don't need them.
Oh,
But it
yeah,
goes from
I
fundraising, it goes
appreciate
from
that.
leadership to board planning. It has all that. I just want to make sure you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'll definitely. I never said I didn't want the help. I need help. I've always said I needed help. It's just, I messed up and I gotta fix it, Well, does anybody have any more questions?
I mean,
Well, I gotta go take care of my dogs, and I will see you guys all later.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 4.
Y'all always ain't these damn dogs. Too many dogs for me.
I got 2 service dogs,
Yeah,
and I
missing
got 2
sounds a
regular
good idea.
dogs. Huh? Um, all right, well, I will see you guys later. I really appreciate all the suggestions, and I am going to take a change forward. Um, I thought I was doing right. Apparently, I wasn't. So I'm going to take a step forward, and I am going to get some things situated. So I really, really, really do appreciate you guys telling me stuff and just helping me get in line, because I do need help.
Yeah, I think your mission is good. I think your purpose is good. What you're trying to accomplish is good. You just have to do it the correct way. And a lot of people have this issue. I don't want you to feel like you're the only person out in the world who has this issue. But you just got to make sure you're on your P's and Q's when you're doing, especially when you're handling funds.
Okay. I'll DM you my address for the book, because I need it. But I really do appreciate you guys. Huh?
I said I'll send them to you. I don't have any issues.
Okay, thank you so much. And I will see you guys all later, okay?
Hi.
Bye.
See you next week.
Have a good one.
Bye, Doc.
Well, as the top bitch on all of TikTok, I would like to say
Flat tire.
Can we go home for a second?
Yep.
All right.
Well then, I guess that just leaves me. It fucking always happens too. The whole fucking panel clears out. It's like, oh, okay. Hi, Vivi. That was
That's not fair. We can't come.
Mamie started this.
Sure can't.
Mamie started this.
Membership.
I hear Bowl, but I don't see Bowl.
Yeah, I don't see
I
him
don't see him either, but he's in a black box. There
I'm
he
gonna.
is.
The fuck? Okay, Andrew's here. I hope Nikki.
And so,
We don't care.
anyway, back to the topic at hand.
And we don't care.
I think we did really well. I didn't crash out. That was a fucking amazing. Want to just give myself a little pat on the back. So, proud of all of us. Nobody went berserk. Appreciate y'all for that.
Well, no, you probably had your non-crash out crystal in your hand. Anyway.
I think that was a very gentle conversation, and I think that everyone was very patient. When they were trying to make their points, because I have seen and heard a lot of people on the panels crash out, over a variety of things. So I was really proud that, people were taking a very gentle route with the conversation.
Not you seeing people's crash outs.
What the hell?
Crash Out Crystal is crazy.
Because I think also Phoenix and Mimi, I think what was getting me at one point, that's why I was like, you know what, let me just be quiet, because using that phrase, I'm confused. I was like, why?
No.
This is your organization, and people have questions, people that are donating, or people that maybe could be potential donors, and so they're asking questions. And so if you're confused, what do you think we are? Like, that definitely makes us even more confused if you're confused by providing information. So I was like, what are you confused by?
I was getting even more aggravated when we were being told that we were the ones confused. And like, while we were asking questions and trying to find out answers, I was not confused at all in my objective or the things I was trying to like ask and understand. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what I was trying to say.
And another thing that you said that I think resonated it's like, how you need help, but how can you help others? You can't give what you don't have, right?
And I wasn't trying to be mean with that at all. Like, my next thing was going to use the analogy, like, you can't pour from an empty cup. There's just no way you can do it. So it just, it kind of took me off guard when Doc was saying how I needed a mentor and all that. And I was like, wait, like, that's like implying that I have fucked up in my business somehow, and I haven't. Like, I'm doing really well for somebody who started this all by themselves, haven't gone to any business classes or anything like that. And it's like, I don't know.
Rio needs to be restricted.
Oh my God.
Rio needs a restriction from Gemini. I don't know why Cascade.
I will say that I fully understand what it's like to try to do something, to want to be an entrepreneur or just own something, and especially when you're trying to help others. I can appreciate that, and not everybody is business savvy, and that's just a fact. Not everybody is business savvy. Not everybody truly understands how things should be done, and I have major hiccups myself. But what I will not do is say that I can do something and there be a moment that I have to take pause in actually answering that question. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, yes. I'm not going to, like you tell me, Phoenix, oh, make me a skirt, but use this Gucci material. I know that legally I can't do that. Even though I can make you a skirt with that Gucci material that you brought off Canal Street, legally, I should not be doing that, right? Yeah. Because I know that, I can't do it, because it'll get me in trouble. It's a lot of people don't truly understand what they're actually doing. All they know is that they put a smile on someone's face, and that is supposed to mean everything anyway. You know what I mean? So I feel bad, but
and I do too.
I think what really pissed me off the most is the receipt thing. That I didn't like the answer to that question.
Yeah. I mean, in light of all that we've witnessed this year, like, it's just, you would think that you would just, I don't know, just have your ducks in a row a little bit, but I don't know. And I'm glad that it didn't turn into something like that where there was yelling or anything like that. I didn't want that, honestly. I was sweating. But I do feel better that we had the conversation. is I had been trying to give Doc like advice for a little minute there, just on some little stuff that I saw. You know, ways to make the lives more engaging and whatnot. Ow, Black Bear, fuck. Sorry, I just took claws to my ribs. Jesus. And it just was never received well. So I don't know. And it just always made me a little wary to
Oh,
talk to her.
Jesus. Rio.
What did Rio do? What did Rio do? I wasn't looking at the phone. Rio? Oh, I've been seeing that. Rio!
Jesus
We're
Christ.
smiling
So
and
messy.
shit. We
You
can
know,
see you smiling.
can I say something really quickly?
It
First
won't
of
be quick, but yes, you can, Prince, because we love you.
I would like to thank the people, Mimi, Observant, and Queen, and everybody, and Miss T, who asked
Oh, it's almost
questions.
like I'm not here.
I think, and you also, yeah, I'm getting to you, and you also, Phoenix. I think what bothered me the most, and I didn't come up purposely, is the very, how can I say this? She seemed to be, or Doc, if you're listening, very nonchalant. And that it bothers me simply because I don't care if people donated $1 or $1 million. People work extremely hard for their money. You know, even when she made the statement, oh, we're not getting thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. I think that if you're getting anything under 1,000, then that's also, you know, that also should count. I don't know. I think the lack of knowledge, if you're going to say you have a nonprofit, now I'm walking away thinking, okay, it's not a nonprofit. You know, my father always used to say this, your lack of planning or preparation is not my emergency or my problem. So I don't know. I can just walk away. Now I do know for sure I will not be donating to any cause on this app. Not that it matters, but will not be happy. You should be surprised if you see me even gift anybody because it's just simply too murky at this point. It's too murky. And I, you know, listening, I didn't know that there's not one person, there's not two people. This is several people with different, you know, whether they gave money, whether they gave goods, whatever it was, have given. And there's no real receipts. So say, for example, I donated $500. I can't claim that on my taxes now. That's crazy to me. So for me, you know, I'll just tell everybody, if you're going to set up something, please educate yourself on it. Yeah, I find it very intriguing that people will investigate their phone, you know, before they buy a phone. They'll, you know everything about the phone, about the car, but setting up a business, we don't know what we should be doing. I yield.
Personally, I can't disagree, you know, with what you're saying. I think you have a very valid point. And let me also just say this, Prince. So I did block you because you called me a side character a few months ago. So that's why you're blocked.
Was I drunk? Was I drunk?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not
probably
sure.
was. My apologies. My
But
apologies.
yeah. So anyway, so
It's
yeah.
good. It's good.
So
It's good.
I cannot disagree. I completely agree, you know, with what you're saying. But I'll just say this, as far as it goes with Dog, I do want to give her some grace. And I want to give her grace because I know that she's going through emotional and mental burnout. You know, she has gone through so much. And so I definitely want to offer her grace, you know, at this particular moment. However, saying that, She did receive a lot of valuable information today, I think, from Queen, from Observant, from Spiff, and from everybody else. So moving forward, I hope that she does incorporate a lot of that information or education that she learned. And she makes things better, like she makes those improvements. And so if she's able to do that and make the foundation be exactly what she wants it to be or what she's claiming it to be, then I think that, that is definitely something to applaud her for and to be happy about. But if she doesn't take that information and things continue to go the way that it's going, then it's just like at this point, I think there's nothing anybody else can say, to help her or, to change the opinions of other people, because she's decided not to take the information. So I think at this moment, I'm just going to sit back and just kind of see what happens. I want to see if she's going to follow through with the information or the education that was provided.
You could let her finish, Rio. It's really unrelated. I can wait. Why did you do that?
Was I muted? Who muted me?
Rio did showtime for me to talk, but I can wait because it's unrelated and I don't want to sidestep or distract nobody from what they're talking about.
Oh my God, I'm just running my mouth. I wasn't even looking at the phone, so I don't even know what y'all heard or Rio.
Most of it, Miss T. It was just like maybe 4 or 5, like maybe 6, 7 seconds that we didn't hear you.
Okay, you dirty little bald man. I'm in here trying to. Yes, I'm here trying to give my summary of today's events, and you're gonna silence me, you dirty little bald-headed man, you. Anyway, but yeah, that's just what I'm saying. I just want to just see what happens. I'm just gonna sit back and just watch. That's all I wanted to say. I think she got a lot of good information, and hopefully she'll take the information and she will make some improvements. And if not, then we'll know, right? We'll know, and then we'll just. We'll know how to react and how to behave accordingly. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much, Rio.
I'll be back, y'all, and I didn't realize I was off mute. Sorry.
Cascade is on teacup. He is so messy.
Fuck you, Rio.
He is so messy.
Yeah, I didn't even know. To be honest, it was a little bit. It was a little. Okay, sorry. Cascade. No. Go, Cascade. Mm-mm.
It's like, Prince, I wanted to say this earlier, but I couldn't because, work and everything. So I got a little time now because, they just run their mouth. Even when you provide all the details, sometimes people still question. Because during my situation, you guys already know what my situation was like crowdfunding. I was completely transparent about what the funds were for. People still questioned it. And then when I turned around and got a job and started working and got money to publish my book, people questioned how did I go from crowdfunding for rent to actually paying for publishing. So I just want to speak on the other side of that even when everything is legitimized, people still will question it. So I just want to speak on that part. Everything that I posted was completely transparent. And as you may not have known, people were trolling me, asking me, where did the money go? And things like that. So I just wanted to speak on that part because it was completely unrelated to Doc and I didn't want it to conflate it to Doc's situation. So yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. But, I think that I think everything that I have to say has been said. I'm just very confused with the people because it was my impression, and that could be me being naive, is that the people that she had on the on the website, that somehow they were under the umbrella of this non-for-profit, and that there was checks and balances being done with each student. Does that make sense to anybody or no?
Yes, it does.
So if you gave a student money, I was thinking, okay, that's part of that she would, yeah. To me, that's craziness to me because there is no way to check that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's very messy. I think
Yeah.
to do it that way is very messy, and that was a flag to me. That was like, wait a minute, because I'm looking at the site and I'm listening to what you're saying, and it just doesn't sound like what I'm seeing versus what you're saying is not adding up. And so that's why I'm like, okay, can you provide some clarity into that? Because the way it looks on the website versus the way you're telling us the way it goes, no, it's a lot of holes in that. So, and to be honest with you, I'm still not really sure if she cleared that up completely because she
didn't.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking, because it's like she mentioned that she was doing the honor system. I mean, come on. Like, this is the shit that bothers me, T, is that we all know whether we like somebody, we don't like somebody, people act funny when it comes to money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to money, it has to be crystal clear. It just has to be. It doesn't matter. And that's the thing that pisses me off with people that are asking for donations, especially on this app. They're like, well, it's only $100. It's only $500. That's still people's hard-earned money. Mm-hmm. And you don't know like where that money, do you know what I mean? You have people on this app that don't got much, and I've seen it. They don't have much. I see them gifting people for whatever. Then the next thing they're in the DMs asking for money. Mm-hmm. So it's like you don't understand where that money is coming from. Me, I'm good in life, but it just pisses me off that, you know, she was very nonchalant to me. And I'm gonna take what you said, T, to give her grace because the woman is trying to do something. I think now I don't even know. And I'm just being clear. I'm just being honest. I think she's trying to do something great for the community.
First of all, thanks for the gifts, whoever did that.
Thank you.
I want to say that what Cascade said, I can appreciate. It's one of the reasons why I do not ask for anything on this app. I refuse because one, I don't want folks in my business, and two, I don't want folks in my business because they'll turn around and start to question any move that you make. You can be literally as honest as, I can't even say a priest, because that's weird, but you know, you can be super honest. You could have a paper trail. You can be as visible as possible, but the second you go to the store and buy a pack of bubble gum, they want to know where you got that money from. So I just do not ask for anything. I understand, Cascade, and that's unfortunate because, like, who you gotta lie to? You know